Thug Life presents
In the torn up town,
No postcode envy.
but every song's like gold teeth, gray goose dripping in the back.
Hey, welcome. Warning, this is a non-belief forum. Everything you hear is evidence, not opinion. Every word comes from documented history, reputable data, and critical thinkers. If you came to argue feelings, leave them at the door. If you came to think, and put on your critical thinking cap. If you don't have one, just listen, replay, and listen again. And wrestle with it until it sits in your spirit. Now, let me speak to my sons. And when I say sons, I mean those who could be my sons, the youth, those of tomorrow. I know that y'all need somebody to look up to. And maybe for once you can see somebody who's speaking positive and not negative and really has your best interests at heart. Now, I'm really not coming on good terms right now because lately I've been hearing your words in the barbershops and on social media and in living rooms. And I'm not one to shy and I match energy, but I hear y'all saying that my generation, we made excuses. That we didn't handle our business. That we went to jail, got out, went back to the block, went back to jail, got out, went back to the block, went to jail, got out. And I'm here to tell you, no, that's not what happened. What you call excuses are actually systems. Systems that were designed to choke, contain, and derail every generation before me, before you. Let me at least lay this out for y'all, right? I need you to open your mind and look at me and listen to the things that I am saying because I have nothing but facts, no beliefs. I told you I don't have room for beliefs, right? I'm going to call these systems because this is what they designed. And I want you to, at the end, you tell me if I'm wrong. These are facts and you can compare them and fact check them because I'm putting all references to everything that I have looked up and studied the last 2.5 days that I've been woke, right? I did give me a little nap before I posted this because I wanted to be in the most purest frame of thought. Now, like I said, system one, I need y'all just to ride with me and I promise you, this will all make sense in the end, right? If you got something to do, go do it, come back and watch it when you do have time. But you need to catch this, you YNs and the ones after the YNs, you 29, 30-year-olds. It's not too late. 12.5 million Africans, first of all, were shipped through the Middle Passage. Some of y'all don't know this, right? All that clickbait, put that out of your mind right now, right? Stop getting the rebuttal in your tongue and just listen. 12.5 million Africans were shipped through the Middle Passage. About 10.7 million survived the voyage to the Americas, right? And that's, the source was, I'm going to put all my sources at the bottom, right? The South used the Bible itself, verses like slaves, obey your masters. Ephesians 6:5, I believe. It says to justify slavery. Enslaved people were forbidden to read, stripped of cultural memory, and handed edited slave Bibles with obedience-only scriptures, right? And this is in the Smithsonian Museum as of 2019. Reputable source, right? Now, imagine being told that your God wanted you enslaved. Then imagine the youth today saying slavery never happened. That's not just ignorance. That's the success of misinformation. And you're helping spread it. Just want to let you know.
System two.
Humans,
dehumanization, and pseudoscience.
This one's gonna 1857 Supreme Court Dred Scott decision. Blacks declared beings of inferior order with no rights the white man is bound to respect. 1904 World's Fair, St. Louis, Missouri. Africans were put on display in human zoos, literally, right? Pseudoscience, measured skulls declared black men part animal. This source was from the National Museum of African American History and Culture. Shame on y'all. This was why fear of the black man in the black body still lives in America and around the world, right? America's DNA pushed it because we're legally and scientifically branded as less than human. They never went in the books and took it out. System 3, Reconstruction Betrayal. I'm on a roll. Freedmen were promised. Freed slaves were promised 40 acres and a mule. Special Field Order 15, 1865, signed by himself, Abraham Lincoln. Never delivered. Everything Trump signs, everybody get. What happened with President Lincoln? What? Y'all? Meanwhile, under the Homestead Act in 1862, 3 years prior, 246 million acres were given to white settlers. That's about 160 acres per family. Source USDA, Land Ownership and Homestead Act. So 3 years they gave all that land away, right? So whatever they allocated dried up. They still had land, but what they allocated was dried up. They told us we were free, then handed the land, the wealth, to someone else, and then kicked us out and told us to move around. And while we were moving around, walking days and weeks to get up to the north, they were preparing ghettos for us.
Warning!
Right?
The pictures you're gonna see
here's
are graphic
where it gets
in
a little
nature.
tricky.
System 4,
Jim Crow and the Lynch Terror. From 1877 to 1950, it's a long time. Over 4,400 documented lynchings of black people in America. Men, women, and children, right? That's from the Equal Justice Initiative. Children walking home, imagine seeing their family, loved ones, bodies hanging from trees, castrated, humiliated, tortured. They had picnics. These white families would have picnics, and their public spectacle, right? The thing of the afternoon would be a public lynching. Like, there's documentation of this. You call us broken. Trauma that deep doesn't vanish in one generation, son. System 5, divide and conquer. Colorism, sex, house versus field. Sexual exploitation of enslaved men and women led to mixed race children forced into hierarchy, house slaves versus field slaves. This is the first division of black man versus another version of a black man. The first time a black man has ever seen something of him lighter.